Hey, welcome to episode 111. We Made It podcast. Caesar, drop it for him.
Since Yonzi.
Oh, he just made that up. You already know you made that up. We Made It podcast, episode 111 on him. I feel like the camera's weird.
You know, you're making it worse.
Oh my God. You know we doing this. At We Made It podcast. You know we're doing the videos on YouTube.
No one watches.
We Made It podcast.com. We Made It podcast on all social media, Instagram, Twitter. We on there. Some dude was mad at Caesar for that Neymar picture you created.
I didn't make that. That was our design team.
But
I do oversee them.
You feel me? We Made It podcast.com. At We Made It podcast on all social media. Make sure you check out all the homies. You know what? Let's get, since it's been a minute since we recorded, big shout out to the Toronto Raptors.
Just for today, y'all thought I forgot?
You know what I'm saying?
Big shout out.
We already
here.
called it that they was going to win this chip on them.
Big shout out T Dot. Name your favorite T Dot rapper.
Caesar, first of all, let me just tell you right now, I go back. I dropped names on when we was on Tiki Talk podcast.
Well, we didn't drop names on the best podcast.
I used to buy the CDs of Cardinal Official. This is before he did that mess with Akon.
Okay, because I was like, I remember the day you told me, like, I used to really like Cardinal Official. I'm like, he made those terrible songs with Akon. When he joined Convict Music,
this is way before that. He's trying to make some money at that point. Socrates, oh my God, he used to produce for like Redman and stuff back then, but he also has his solo stuff. He had some banging tracks back in the day. He used to get them CDs, some import prices. It used to be like $22 for a CD.
Hey, that's a lot. Continue.
Oh yeah, and
talk about import prices.
No, I used to be serious back in the day. I used to go downtown, San Diego. Who else? You know I rock with Obi. He got that song.
Obi Trice?
No. He got that song Steve Nash. That's my shit, dog.
Obi from OVO.
Yeah.
Like, Obi Trice?
No. Obi from OVO. He got that song Steve Nash in my joint forever. But anyway, we got some serious stuff to talk about, and we got a bunch of games to talk about. I also want to announce for anybody watching this video that I did start a new notebook. The last one was from December till now, and now we're starting a new notebook. I think it's a 6th notebook, or maybe 5th. I think it's a 6th.
We really don't care.
Yeah, you do. But yeah, got plenty of games to cover in 3 tournaments. Women's World Cup obviously is going on. The Gold Cup just started, and we got the Copa America out here these days. And we watched a bunch of games. I've watched many games. I got 2 whole pages front and back of game recaps. We're starting the games from last Friday, and we're going to go in. But yeah.
Hope y'all just sit back right now. Hope you listen to this in traffic knowing that, hey, at least We Made It's going to cover us the whole ride.
Yeah, exactly. But I want to start off with something that's somewhat personal for me.
Whoa.
I was in... this was a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. I was in San Diego. I was at a restaurant that I frequent. It used to be called Vine Ripe, and now it's called Mystic Grill. Anybody from SD, they know what's up. So
already go hard.
I'm sitting in there, and I see on the TV, it's showing local news, and it showed Kellen Winslow Jr. I mean, this is somebody I grew up with to an extent.
I thought I messaged you it.
No. I saw it. I messaged you about it.
Oh.
Yeah. And I saw him. It was like, looked like he was in court. I was like, what the heck's going on with Kellen? And so they were showing on the ticker on the bottom talking about a rape case. I was like, what in the world? So I looked it up, and I was like, holy moly, I got to read this article. This is crazy. So, for a little bit of background, I grew up in San Diego. Kellen grew up in San Diego. I went to 2 years of high school with him, but his dad and my dad and his mom were cool. His dad is a Hall of Fame football player for the Chargers, but I never met his dad. But his mom and my dad were cool, and they used to hang out, and I used to be around Kellen when we were a little bit younger, and then we went to high school for 2 years together. Then he transferred high schools. I actually didn't see him after he graduated and went to University of Miami. I would never see him in San Diego, but every once in a while, like one of my homeboys would be like, "Oh yeah, Kellen's back." Like, oh, he asked about you. I'm like, okay, but I actually never saw him after he graduated.
No, okay.
Yeah, but like everybody else would see him. But when I was reading this article, I was like, damn, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't see him all them years.
But he'd be like, who is this guy? Well, what happened, dog?
Yeah, we got
but this, hey, let me tell you. So we're to continue.
Simplecast. We're trying to talk about something.
Simplecast 2.0. Can y'all bring back that donate button? Because clearly it's been getting hard on these streets. I mean, we're talking Samsung 3. He got this Metro PCS off the wall. When you walk in, they'd be like, you can sign up for free. You can sign up for a plan now for $13 a month and get this free phone. That's the phone they give you. And his case has been sheared off by a rabbit or something. I don't know what happened. Okay, continue about this terrible Kellen Winslow story.
I'm trying to talk about something serious. So you're talking about my phone case getting messed
Look at this. Would you leave it in the sun and when you picked it up it just melted off?
Look at what Caesar cares about. Cracking jokes. And I'm trying to be serious.
Look at his phone.
I'm not ashamed.
Yo, what happened?
I don't know.
Can you just take the case off?
You know what happened, actually?
It's not even protecting you anymore.
Caesar, I pulled it out. You're really ridiculous. I can't believe this. I'm trying to
damn, that took out my whole show energy. Oh,
I pulled out my pocket yesterday and I was like, what the heck is this stuff in there? And it was just 2 big pieces
of lint rolls in there.
I was like, damn, shit broke, but hey, I'm keeping it on there. Anyway, Caesar, you're a damn shame.
Man, you're a gutter baby.
Okay. So
go ahead,
Kellen Winslow Jr. has been, and let me say, because I'm going to talk about some of the more crazier details of the story. It's a story in Sports Illustrated. If you just Google Kellen Winslow Jr. Sports Illustrated, it's a really detailed story if you want to read it yourself.
And for those that know what, maybe don't know, who is Kellen Winslow?
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
Because you just started talking about that.
My bad. Well, you just started clowning about my phone. But...
that was after you were talking about your dad and his mom being homies.
Kellen Winslow Jr. is a professional. He was a professional football player. He played from like 2003, 4 until about 2005 or so. Until like 2013, I think is when he retired. Yeah. He had like 1 Pro Bowl season.
Browns, right?
Yeah, with the Browns 1 year.
And he was most known, of course, for his time at the University of Miami, where he was very, very polarizing.
Well, he just had that one comment when he said,
but I mean, he was known for kind of, I think he was bigger. Honestly, I think he was bigger in college football than he was a professional.
I wouldn't say that, but
really?
He had that one incident where he's like, I'm a soldier, and everybody tried to harp on it. It was kind of, that was silly.
Yeah.
But
he was really good in college, too, though.
He was really good in college, University of Miami. I'm not going to get into all that old high school stuff. But
championship, too.
They might have. But yeah, anyway. He's been, as I was saying, I'm going to talk about some of the more graphic details. So if you don't want to hear stuff, and it might be triggering for people because it is very wild. He has been convicted of rape and like a couple of lewd acts. He's going to be retried for 8 other counts. Those counts are going to be that trial is going to start October 7th. It is now June 19th. The judge denied him. Caesar, you gonna pay attention? What's the deal? Because I need you right now. The judge has denied him bail, saying that he's a threat to the community. So he's got to be in jail from now until his next case in October. He said that he's innocent, but reading this article, I'm going to get into more why I want to bring this up. But reading this article, he's a complete deviant and like just a predator and a rapist and all kinds of crazy stuff. He has been convicted of rape of a 58-year-old homeless woman.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah. And he's also been convicted of exposing himself to a 59-year-old woman in the middle of a spring day while she worked in her garden. He had like biked up to her and like exposed himself to her. And making lewd gestures towards a 77-year-old woman while she worked out at a gym that he attended.
Lewd gestures?
Yes. One of them, he said, like he pulled his stuff out and was like, "Do you like it?" or something like that. I can't
to the lady at the gym?
I think it was to the woman,
gardener.
The gardener, yeah. He
no.
biked up towards her and did that, apparently. Now, the story is goes back through a lot of his history, and this is like where it ties into kind of like the sports culture in general. Because when you look up articles, like the other articles, like some of them are titled Kellen Winslow Jr. couldn't stop masturbating in front of his teammates. Like that's like the name of the articles, and this article is what goes into some of these details. I'm gonna get past his charges and try to find the stuff that they were talking about because it was insane. I was literally like blown away. He's also been accused of some other things.
Isn't that crazy when you like think you? No, I mean, of course, his time has passed, but when you kind of think you know somebody, then you like read stuff, you're like, what?
He always had some, you know, when like I'm not gonna get into all the details from like my time with him back in the day, but like he was always really weird. But
in terms
like,
of what? Explain weird.
He wasn't like crazy weird because you know he wasn't like a weirdo, and he was only like he was a year underneath us, like me, but he was bigger than everybody. I mean, he ended up being a professional football player, obviously, but so he's like bigger than everybody, but he's a year younger than us, and it was just weird because like he would get punked all the time. And we would just be like looking at him like, and he was like always seeking approval from like different guys on the team, whether it be me, there's other guy Dante, and like other dudes. Like he was always trying to like get our approval about stuff, and we weren't really that concerned with him. But like, I mean,
at that age,
he's just like he's around, like he's fine, he's cool, but he wasn't like kind of like
he wasn't like little bro, like you know, like he wasn't.
Nah, it wasn't like that. It was kind of like he's just there, kind of, you know. But like, I remember one time he like pantsed this dude, George. I mean, these people never hear this, but hey, George is kind of like a little guy. He pantsed him, and you know, goofy stuff you do in high school. I never did that, but but you know, like people do stuff like that.
No,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's I'm not saying that's like
like locker room.
Never
culture.
heard of it. Yeah.
He pantsed him. George turned around, cocked back, and slapped Kellen so hard in the face. And we were all kind of like looking like, whoa. And Kellen didn't do anything. And it was really weird for everybody because it's like, yo, dude, like, I mean, you ain't got to be gladiator, man, but like,
push him.
It's very weird. Like, he just like went blank. And it was just very odd. Like, I mean, that I don't know what it's going to sound like to somebody else, but like, you're not going to let some dude that's like punk you like that.
Especially when you're talking about a locker room too. Like, yeah. It's just a weird it was you're saying that like the moment for everybody was more uncomfortable, not the sense of like the pantsing, but like the reaction to getting hit in the face. It was just like,
didn't do anything.
Why did he turn into a robot?
And then he went up to me after and was like, you know, I could have beat him up, right? And I was like, yeah, I guess. It was really weird. I remember
like imagining your face. He's probably like, I'm sure, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on here.
Ask somebody else though.
I remember another time, this other guy, Bud, who was just like kind of like, I mean, he was like doing drugs in high school and he was just kind of bummy at that time. Bud took some, he thought that somebody took $1 from him or something like that, and he was accusing Kellen. And he was like, give me the dollar. And Kellen's like, I didn't do nothing. And then it was really weird. We're just like, yo, this dude's way smaller than you. Why are you letting him punk you like that? Everybody's just kind of just like sitting back, like, handle your business. We didn't go to a school where it was like violent or it wasn't like, you know, turned up like that. There weren't very many fights and stuff like that. But if somebody's going to like kind of test you, you know, you just kind of, you know, defend yourself. And he would never do that. It was really weird, but he was always like trying to like seek our approval about stuff. He just was interesting. But then, and he was like on the team and he was good, but like he was never really like that good on our team. So he transferred.
Didn't peak yet.
To be honest, it was very weird for all of us to hear about him going to the University of Miami because we were like, wow, like he's not even that good. Like, and not even like hating because we played with him for 2 years and then we played against him. That school was also in our division, our league or conference, yeah. And we played against him, and it wasn't really that serious. But maybe probably because his dad, you know what I mean? His dad had
I mean, when your dad's a Hall of Famer,
yeah, you're gonna have some connections.
you're gonna be able to go to places where any other regular kid or a kid that's not as good will be.
And he had some issues with his family. You know, his parents were divorced, and I know he had some issues with his mom, and he had some issues with his dad growing up. I never really knew the details. I was never really trying to be like his homie like that, but we were cool.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like you know, yeah, I just happened to never see him.
Okay, no, I'm just trying to help you with the association. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I never...
Kind of wild out here right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So let me get into some of the stuff while he was still playing football. Okay. Jeez. This is an instance where a team official was saying that they had come across Kellen parked in a Hummer at the facility, at the Browns facility, Cleveland Browns football team, in the back masturbating. They're saying conversations with former teammates, coaches, and officials from 3 of the 4 teams Winslow played for in the NFL painted the picture of a talented, hardworking athlete, as well as a man who, in his interactions off the field, had a reputation as a teammate for whom accepted norms did not apply. From his early years in Cleveland, 2004 to 2008, to his final NFL season in 2013 with the Jets, Winslow became known to coworkers as a compulsive masturbator and pornography enthusiast, according to 2 teammates and 3 former officials. He could count on having an empty seat next to him on any team flight due to his ritual of watching hardcore pornography on his portable DVD player.
Oh my God.
On the plane.
Oh my God.
On one occasion,
is this real life?
An equipment manager tasked with delivering gear to lockers after hours walked in on Winslow masturbating at his locker 2 seats away from the entrance, according to 2 team officials familiar with the incident. During road games when the team stayed at a hotel and had a curfew, assistant coaches who performed bed checks reported on multiple occasions finding Winslow watching pornography. When pornography became widely available on mobile phones, he often watched it on his smartphone during meetings. 2 former teammates... teammates would beg the coaches, whoever, to not get a hotel room, to not be assigned a hotel room with Kellen Winslow.
Yeah, man,
because he watched pornography and masturbated openly with no regard for who was in the room.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
What is going on?
Everybody knew about it. Romeo Crennel, who was the head coach of the
time,
Romeo said that and an assistant made efforts to mentor Winslow and impress upon him the expectations of appropriate.
Can you imagine? Now, like, let's keep it real. Hold on. Because we're going way too fast past all this. Well, can you imagine you're Romeo Crennel? You're one of a few African American coaches in the NFL.
Yes.
You got this job. You have a team. You have a young, talented player, and the first thing the equipment manager comes to you and says, "Hey, everybody's talking about this, but." Kellen can't stop beating off.
Come on, Doc. Come on. Okay, hold on.
No. But the thing is like, I'm not done. You've been reading 40 minutes. Imagine him being like, I can't believe I have to sit down with him and tell him you can't do this in the meetings and open in the locker rooms and in the hotel room when someone's there. Like, what is what is his answer though? Okay, hey, it's my bad.
They just do it again.
The thing is like, I'm just trying to imagine the answer. Hey, honestly, I wasn't thinking. I just was like kind of in the moment, and my bad.
Caesar, they said that later in his career, after being sent to Tampa Bay, he acquired a life-size silicone mold of a woman's torso, complete with a vagina and anus, to bring with him on road trips.
Why didn't you just?
Yeah, so he
brought a sex doll with him. Yeah. Why did they say life-size silicone woman?
Is that what it is?
Why didn't they just call it a sex
a silicone mold of a woman's torso.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like just the torso?
Yeah, not the whole thing. It's probably too big.
What did he put in his backpack? What is going on here?
One official said, characterizing him, he said that he was infantile, just very transparent, with Kellen, everybody knew that he was about two things: video games and effing, because he would also often mess around with women randomly whenever they had to go somewhere.
Oh my god.
There was even more stuff. Honestly, okay. This was crazy. Honestly, I was tripping. So you remember the one when he was on the Jets and there was a thing in the parking lot in the car? Okay, so that situation. Okay,
there was a thing to it.
Okay, I'm gonna read this part. So just after the conclusion of what would be his lone season with the New York Jets in his final year in the NFL, Winslow was arrested and charged with possession of synthetic marijuana. I'm sure you remember that.
Yeah.
It stemmed from an incident the previous November when police searched Winslow's Cadillac Escalade in the parking lot of a Target in New Jersey. They had been tipped off by a woman who called the police saying she saw a man masturbating in a parked vehicle. According to the police report, when the officer arrived, Winslow was slouching in his seat and moving around, then moved to an upright position as the officer approached. The officer noted that Winslow's genitals were not exposed when he arrived, but hold on.
Come on, Bill. What's going on right now?
Hold on.
What's going on?
But there were two open containers of Vaseline in the center console. Okay.
Wait. Two containers? Who opens two?
Okay.
What a monster.
Winslow told the officer that he was looking for a Boston market when he got lost.
He did not say why he just had two open containers of Vaseline in his car, parked outside a Target, that he was in the seat looking for a Boston market.
Okay.
Oh God. If I'm an officer, I'm told, hey, I'm sorry, I was looking for a Boston market. Oh God, I'd have to quit.
Okay.
What is going on?
His charges aren't funny, but that was funny.
Okay, I'm sorry. Charges are terrible.
They're saying that that he had entered an 86-year-old woman's trailer park home shirtless.
What?
And they were saying that he went in there to rape her, apparently. And then he had also done that to a 71-year-old woman 6 days earlier.
But these old women.
He was originally faced first-degree burglary charges in both instances, but they were later dropped to misdemeanor charges and eventually dismissed during a pretrial hearing. There's a lot in this article. It's long, and I encourage everybody to read it. But anyway, so the reason I don't want to just read the article and talk about this just to be talking about it. When I was reading it, I'm like, it's a shame because he got away with that because the culture of professional sports a lot of times will reward bad behavior if you're good enough. Like if you're a good enough player, like your off the field behavior will be like people will act like nothing's going on, because it really blew my mind to hear about like Romeo Crennel and all these other assistant coaches and all these teammates just talking about this years later. I'm like, yo, dude, like you don't think that's like this is stuff that he needs real professional help. Like this is deviant behavior already, and like I don't know, like I'm not somebody to say like this led to him being a rapist or what he was doing back then. I can't speak on that, but like somebody displaying that behavior earlier in their career, like you got to intervene, or at least be like, we can't be having this guy on our team and in our league. It made me think about Aaron Hernandez, who they were saying was a gang member and had all these issues growing up. I mean, what?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
I mean, you used to be scared of him, but he's dead now. But they were
scared of him.
They were talking about all these issues that Aaron Hernandez, and I went back and read an article about his life, which was like wild. A lot of his dad was abusive and like had all these issues. He had like a gay relationship with his friend like throughout high school that they were scared to be open about because like the culture surrounding homosexuality is very his not very tolerant. There was a lot of things that kind of, I'm not saying that those things lead you to be a murderer, But there were things that somebody could have intervened and like really tried to help this person. Kellen's case is a way different than Aaron Hernandez, because it just seems like there's so many people in these organizations that are just allowing for this behavior and not doing or saying anything, just letting him get off scot-free, and then he just went full-blown to assaulting people.
Yeah, it's crazy because I feel like the main issue I kind of have with this is usually what happens is that people show early displays of very disturbing issues and mental issues or any kind of something that's concerning in terms of their behaviors, whether it's social interactions or any kind of like physical displays of aggression or anything like that. You want to hit that early, especially when you're talking about these guys. What do they always say about NFL players? Their prime of their careers are 23 years old, 24 years old. Mm-hmm. They come out the league 21. They start 20 years old in the league. They're very young, and when you're seeing this behavior at what arguably in an adult life is a very young age, they're not even halfway through. They're not even 50 years old yet, and they're showing these behaviors. Who knows what they've gone through entire lives? And I don't think that allowing them to keep banging their heads around on a field, getting hit, or being around people for many times throughout the year, and in situations where you're around a big group of people, home and away, and I just that's terrible. And like you said earlier, the worst kind of the sucky part about it is that this was known in the Cleveland Browns staff. He moves on to the team. Who knows if they inform them? There's two things to it. If they told them that, hey, look, man, he's a great player. I think he'll do great for your team, but yeah, like, sorry, he does this and this and this, and the team goes, yeah, damn, that sucks, but glad to have. We'll see what happens, and like that makes. I feel like that happened, and that's disturbing to me.
Or they just didn't tell him, and that's
or I feel like they did tell him. I feel like they do. I feel like they do, and the team goes like this. Yeah, but look at those numbers he put up. We just kind of got to have that out here. We'll control the situation.
Like every culture in the world, masturbation is private. Like everybody, not like it's a shameful thing to do necessarily, but like you don't just keep doing that and when somebody walks in. That's deviant, yo. Like, somebody opens the door. You usually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if part of your arousal is people walking in on you, or part of your arousal is people being in a room with you.
That's assaultish.
Yeah, man. Sorry, you can't do that, man.
And honestly, like,
you can't do that.
And it sucks because, like, even those other players that's walking in, he's still doing that. Like, it sucks that they can't just go tell the coach. Like, I mean, that's kind of the culture around, like, manhood or whatever. You can't be saying, like, somebody violated me, but you're going to feel violated. If you walk in,
because I don't want to fucking see that.
Exactly. And if you just don't stop, you can be like, "Yo, come on, dog! Like, that's like, you're bullying me, son. Like, put your fucking clothes on."
That's his revenge for being bullied.
Yo,
look, I mean, the behavior. I mean, I don't know his life or anything, but behaviors like that do come from roots of your childhood. Whether you were a child that was neglected, or you were someone that just had a different exposure to other people, or there was a childhood you never got to live, or anything. There's things that attributed that professional help, psychology, therapy can attribute that behavior, focus on, and help you out with. Unfortunately, this is not very recent. I mean, in terms of like right now, this is something in 2006 afterwards. These incidents in 2010, right? This is the Browns, so that was a while back, over 10 years ago.
That deviant behavior.
Yeah, unfortunately, like there, I don't think at the time there was more investment into caring for people's mental health and stability, especially on a professional level. And maybe there is now, or maybe it's all capped. That's what's going on right now. But there seems to be at least like a social media presence of caring about people.
I think there's definitely more.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't know the real numbers, so I'm saying that social media wise, there seems to be like this initiative to care about people or talk about people's mental health issues or people feeling some type of way. So maybe something would be different now.
Well, I think his lawyers are going to bring up CTE.
I think CTE is look. My issue. I'm not trying to make CTE not a problem. My only issue with CTE is that I do not want it to be an escape.
No, absolutely
I don't want
not.
CTE.
You ain't gonna be a
I don't want CTE to be like this is an excuse for behavior.
And I'm gonna tell about this one where he assaulted this homeless woman. This is her testimony is that Kellen would offer her rides and meals and coffee every once in a while over the course of months, like being nice to her. And she's a homeless lady. And then she said at some point he offered her money for sex and she declined. And then one day he picked her up and to give her coffee, but then he pulled over and he raped her. Like, I don't know the effects of CTE, but that sounds very calculated. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
sorry. I understand this.
Like, you're a rapist.
I understand that people, when they talk about CTE, they talk about irrational behaviors in terms of moments where someone can't control themselves and they have these blind moments or rages. But someone that had literally a plan, like that sounds very like I've been wanting to get with this woman, and then the minute she doesn't give it to me, I flip and do something else. That's not. I don't believe that'd be CTE really behavior. And hopefully the judge sees that as well too.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you know, leagues, teams, coaches, and even leagues. If you have players that are displaying deviant behavior, it's the responsibility of the league and the team, which includes the coaches and the owners, and then the league to be like, look. The league ain't gonna work if there's not like youth coming into this establishment. You can't be having the role models and like the people that the young people supposed to be aspiring to be some kind of damn deviant criminal. As much as this is setting aside these rape cases, but like that deviant behavior he was displaying throughout his playing career, like. I gotta blame him as much. I gotta blame the coaches and stuff as much as I gotta blame him, because why the hell would you keep that person on your team? Why? Just for some freaking catches? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think
I
think the important message to highlight this is that, you know, it's important for like these teams to understand that taking care of these players is important as well.
Take care of what?
Make sure these players are okay. The players is okay, because it's not only for the benefit of the person, but the benefit of the people around them. You know, these people have a real life impact on other people. They're around other people, and you taking care of them might prevent something terrible happening to somebody else. And that's what it's about. I know players and stuff are seen as investments, and they're seen as numbers, they're seen as money, and they're seen as figures and analytics. They're not seen as human beings. You know, and
a lot of times
the thing is like it doesn't matter how much you think someone's value is money wise. You also got to think of their impact in other people's lives and how they can harm somebody or you know, do something terrible. So I think it's really, really important for them to get serious if they want to protect these assets or whatever. Because it is what it is. You know, it's annoying. Like that's how they treat people. That's how they treat players. At least try doing something also mentally protect them too, because that's getting like dangerous at this point.
He's assaulting people. Like, yo, I'm not trying to walk in the daggone a room and you're doing that, and I just gotta like, yo, like, nah. If you go outside,
it's a damn shame that the players already had to beg not to be roomed with him. That's
insane to me. You keep him on your team, and they're literally going to beg about it, be like, don't put me.
He didn't last very long on teams.
No, he played for a good amount of years on
he was journeyman for sure.
No, he played for 3 teams only.
Okay.
He played for the
listen,
Browns and the Bucks.
I know, it says Brown and Bucks, but I remember there was gaps in between his free agency. He had gaps in between him being signed on teams. It wasn't back to back. Well, especially the last one on the Seahawks. I know it's been a while since he got signed before that too.
Yeah, but that wasn't even like, he was like already kind of washed by then. But like he went from the Browns to the Bucks to the Jets.
I remember
he retired with the Jets. He kind of, he just lost it at that point. But
that's a bike accident.
He got in a car accident or something. There was some
he had a bike. He was doing wheelies. He was doing wheelies
on
a motorcycle, like broke his leg or something
like that. Yeah, but I think that was actually with.
I'll never forget that. That was with the Browns.
Yeah, but he
had a good year, I think.
Yeah, but he came back from that. But yeah, just that behavior, like it just blows my mind. Like when I'm reading it, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. But when they're saying like the coach and all these people and all these players know, I'm like, you can't be enabling deviant behavior. And like you said, for the safety of that player, obviously, and maybe things that they don't know how to control, and then for everybody else around him. Because somebody could have pressed charges on him.
No,
like
honestly,
a player could have pressed charges.
It's more whack that these teams feel like they have it's starting to making me really upset now, because I'm thinking about how teams in the league like to punish players based upon illegal behavior, like things that they do wrong. But you being complicit in allowing a player to do these lewd acts and deviant behaviors to other players' team, what he's doing is illegal to them. So the team should be punished as well too, because they're negligent to the behavior. They're not stopping it. What he's doing is illegal. Yeah. What he's doing is illegal, and you knew about it. Sir, that you're a part of a crime. You protected a crime.
But it's part of, like, you know, a dude ain't gonna be like, yo, he violated.
No, I understand.
You know,
I'm just saying, like,
but I'm saying,
it's just, players aren't ever gonna come out, whatever, or a guy isn't gonna come out and be like, hey man, like, I was walking in the room and, you know, Kellen.
Yeah, okay. You know, but you know, it sucks because
I don't know why I can't say it.
Nah, but I don't know. Like, I've never even heard nothing like that before, and I wonder, like, I kind of doubt it that it's a common thing. But, like, I'm just wondering.
Please don't say it's a common thing.
I'll
start to really question reality at this point.
I highly doubt it, but, like, it's really unfortunate that somebody did that over a course of years and nobody ever checked that behavior. It's very unfortunate. There's a lot of responsibility that teams and coaches and leagues have to get players that are just, you know, they are deviant or whatever's wrong with them. You got to get them help. If the help don't work, you got to get them out of there. I watched that Ron Artest documentary, and he was saying from the time he was on the Pacers, he had that psychologist. I don't want to say psychiatrist. He had the psychologist, and before the game they won the championship with the Lakers, he called her out. Like, he called her to come, like, help him. Like, he called her, and then after they won that championship with the Lakers, when he was, like, thanking people, he thanked her. Like, that person did a lot for him because he was struggling with his anger and just, like, all these different things. And it was affecting his relationship with his teammates and the coaches and the league in general. You know, he was looked at as toxic. Yeah, and then it got to a point where he was, like, was able to control himself better. And it took a long time.
It did. I remember he got suspended and then, you know, took him to work back. I remember he came back and, like, basically became a whole new player on the Rockets in terms of, I know he still had, like, that incident where he elbowed Harden in the neck. Well, that was in the Lakers, but, like, he was, like, almost like he, like, his career was, like, back again, and he was on fire, and that's why the Lakers got him, because he had a great year with the Rockets. And they had a battle, actually. Remember, they battled, the Lakers beat them in the playoffs, too, that year.
Yeah. And you know, people want to, he changed his name, is weird, but, like, he did a lot to, like, you know, he did a lot for his own mental health, and he became an advocate as well.
You know, I mean, he could have had a conversation with his therapist saying, like, hey, like, this name kind of represents the person I was before, and I don't want to be associated with that. These you have professionals like that psychologists that are there to help them. Everybody can't be a critic or understand or try to interpret what somebody's doing in their life, especially when they're seeking professional help. So maybe this was one of the best steps he did to move on. If he's a person that struggled with identity or whatever was going on or anger issues, maybe changing his name disassociates himself from being that angry for himself. So he looks in the mirror like, I'm not that guy anymore. I'm Meta World Peace now.
And then what is he, like, Panda Man or something now?
I don't know.
Anyway, the article's crazy. Anybody should go check out that article if you want to know about this incident. I don't know if you want to know, but it's about Kellen Winslow Jr., former NFL player, and someone that we rode jet skis together in Mission Bay in San Diego. We was playing football together with dudes. We used to be hanging out tough. Used to go to school with the dude.
Isn't that crazy?
Knew where he lived and everything.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I'll say some more stuff off the air, but yeah. Anyway, Caesar, let's talk about some football, some real football, not no daggone NFL garbage. Caesar,
before you go
ahead.
How great has Copa America been?
I mean, we're gonna talk about it right now, so relax.
No, I mean, like, just like...
Nah, we're not doing that. We're gonna talk about it right now. We're gonna start with the opening ceremony that happened Friday. What is this? June 14th.
Oh man, it's the 19th, dog.
Yeah, it's only 5 days. Yeah, it's only 5 days. Yeah, did you see the opening ceremony?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was so weird. It was weird and long, but it was representative though. They were representing a lot of indigenous people, and I'm pretty sure I seen Khloe Kardashian there. I'm not sure. Somebody can say who was that person? Some Brazilian dude singing. I think that was Khloe Kardashian.
Dude?
I'm sure he's.
Oh, it was Paulo Vittar?
I don't know. He seemed. I don't know who he was.
That's who it probably was. Is it a dude?
Yeah, I had it on mute. I wasn't really trying to hear it, but.
But why would the dude be Khloe Kardashian?
No, I'm saying there was a chick singing with them too. She looked like Khloe. I think it was Khloe Kardashian, but I could be wrong. I'm halfway joking. You didn't see it, so it's not funny. Okay, so Caesar, let's go back till last Friday. Let's talk about let's talk about off top how Brazil's gotten literally the easiest group ever. Like, this is really racist. They got Bolivia, Venezuela, and Peru. Come
Powerhouses.
on. Okay. Anyway,
I mean, they paid a lot to have the tournament at home. You're allowed to have that.
All right. Okay, I'm not gonna get into like all the notes from the game. I don't have all. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that because it's old already. They won 3-0. I did put that the pitch is too nice. Like I feel like it's like too good. Like the ball was skipping so
For
much.
what? And what standards?
Okay, Caesar.
No, I know what you're getting at because we all know for anybody listening to the history of the show, the number one Brazil shamer is you. But go ahead,
Caesar. I think I'm saying the pitch was like too nice. The ball was skipping like really fast. It was like they made it like super pristine. It's like you need a little bit of something on there so it can like
be Latin American, right?
Oh my god! First of all, another thing I put in this game.
Before you start, can I tell you the most hater thing ever? You know how great the field was. In the first game, Argentina was whining about it. They're saying how bad the field was. Argentina was.
Which field? That same.
They're playing on the fields, and then on the commentary, like, if you look at me, this field's been great actually.
I haven't seen a bad field at all.
It was an excuse, kind of saying why they lost that first game to Colombia. They're like, oh, the field's terrible.
I've seen terrible fields.
The field was great because Squared was over here breaking everybody off. Go ahead. I'm gonna have to wait 3 days. Yes, have to wait 3 days for that game to come, right?
Yo, relax.
I mean, you need to relax.
Okay, anyway, or what?
I know you've been around violent people.
Anyway, one thing I did put from the game after I put that the pitch is too nice. Vinicius Jr. is better than David Neres.
He is. I agree. I agree. I think this is funny because it was.
Not even a question.
No, I agree with you. I think it was great because I know I've watched David Neres a few times at Ajax, and yeah, he's looked great on X, but it made me realize that I think he looked really, really good because he had two really good cams playing with him, which was damn, I always forget his name. Hakeem or something like that, right? Ziyech and Tadic, who are very good with the ball, and that creates space for him to do what he wants. That's not really happening on those Brazil teams. Not really space for you to do what you want. And in that first game, he was kind of like a little ghost.
He was boring, dog.
He was boring.
I was waiting for him because
you know what? You know, I was thinking in my head. I was like, man, that your favorite word was in there, dead regular. I was like, oh man, like I need to see some sauce, dog. Where you at?
And every time he was getting the ball over there on the left, I was like, Vinicius Jr. would turn up.
Yeah. Continue though, because I have stuff to say about Brazil's first game because I watched that game 2 times. But go ahead.
Damn. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna get into honestly like the notes from the actual game itself. I put was like the pitch was too nice, and I put Vinicius Jr.
Is way better than David Neres.
Is better than David Neres. Everything else was just like was just like notes from the actual.
I think one of the big takeaways I noticed that the big issue with Brazil was this.
In this first game, you mean?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, look, they won 3-0, but there was an issue to it. Like, you could feel it in the game. You watch the game. It wasn't the score was not a representation of the style of the game, really.
Not at all.
No, that lineup starting off, I was like, hey, like...
Dead weird.
Really weird lineup. Coutinho, like, in the mid, right? And, like, Richarlison on the right and David Neres on the left. It was really strange. I didn't really understand. And then Firmino in the middle.
Baller.
He's really good. You know what I like about Richarlison? He's the first time I've seen in a while like a tall, athletic, big Brazilian. I've seen since like Adriano, maybe Fred, but Fred was garbage. Like a Adriano style, like that big guy. Yeah, he has a left foot too. Yeah, Richarlison's really good. I think
better than Gabriel Jesus.
You know what? I don't know. I'm not ready to say that. I
am.
I think how about this? I'll say this. I think Richarlison's more upside. Like, for sure. Like, I think Richarlison has things to work on that's going to make him really good. I don't say right now Richarlison's better than him.
I think so. I think Richarlison is more assertive.
I'm gonna.
You're not gonna disagree.
I'm gonna kind of disagree with you because I'll say this. I had an issue with Gabriel just before. When he came into this game, he was being really assertive.
Against Venezuela or Bolivia?
Both games he was being assertive. They didn't translate into anything, but he was being assertive.
But Richarlison, dog?
Richarlison got size, though. He gets his balls in the air.
And he's a really good dribbler.
He can play wing and the middle, which is dangerous, like Adriano.
But I don't think you can put Gabriel Jesus out there on that right or left, and he can really get it cracking like that.
He was put on the left in his last game.
But was he getting it cracking,
Absolutely not.
Yeah, because Richarlison was out there getting
He was trying, though.
Richarlison was there putting the moves and getting it off right.
I like Richarlison a lot. Charlson. That's a weird name. What I noticed with Brazil, so for example, Neymar's out of there. So I think one of the big things that Brazil needed is someone with a one-on-one threat. Everybody in Brazil, people have an assumption and almost like a stereotype about Brazilians that because they're a Brazilian player, they have one-on-one ability. I don't care how
That's
many.
racist.
I don't care how many videos you do of you juggling the ball or nutmegging teammates. It doesn't tell me that you have one-on-one skills because one-on-one
Like
ability, 1v1 ability isn't just you being able to do a juke move. It's a different. It's a different mindset for you having the desire to be like, I'm not passing the ball. I'm gonna pass this guy first, then I'm gonna pass this ball. It's a different kind of It's a different mentality.
So the players that have that swag on Brazil right now. You got. Oh, I mean, obviously Neymar's not there.
Brazilians right now. That's why.
Yeah, right there. You got Richarlison, Swerverton, aka Everton. I was calling him Swerverton.
That's a cool name, Swerverton.
And
William. No, the thing is, okay. No, William. I'm not saying William's good at, but William tries to do one-on-ones. He does. He does this little move.
I'll give William this. William, he's not trying to go past you necessarily. He's trying to get space for a cross
or space a shot.
Yeah,
he is.
But is it really like that? Like,
but he's not trying to he's not trying to destroy you.
Yeah, no. Like Neymar obviously is the best person on Brazil that can do that.
Yeah. And I think that what completes the cycle is I think the Brazilian team has like a lot of kind of almost passive players in the area,
including
and what made Neymar a great part of that was that he was the one that wasn't passive.
Not at all.
So he's and his
that's a great analysis. All of them are passive except for Richarlison.
Yeah, they're all passive.
And
Coutinho's extremely passive.
Yeah.
I think Coutinho's. I'm gonna be real. In terms of skill sets I've seen, that's probably the most passive players I've ever seen. In terms of with the skill set too, like you know what he can do, and he just doesn't do it.
Yeah,
he doesn't do it.
No.
He doesn't do it unless it's like a prime opportunity for him to do it. He doesn't make opportunities. He does it when the opportunity's literally there and he can't do anything else.
Opportunity. That's just like it's there for the taking.
It's a gift.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why he had 4 goals this year.
And Vinicius Jr. is a 1v1 guy too.
I think that Vinicius Jr. call-up is it's really evident that it's needed because you watching the game, you're like literally no one wants to take a one-on-one. The crowd was booing because there was so many back passing going on. I'm like, look.
You talking about Venezuela or Bolivia?
Brazil.
Let's wait for the Bolivia. Oh, I'm sorry.
They were booing the Brazil game too.
No, you mean Bolivia.
Both games they were.
I didn't really hear that.
Yeah, they were doing that Vice too over there too. I mean, like the thing is like everybody's getting like you can feel the frustration.
Yeah, no, the Bolivia game was really weak, honestly. Like that first half I was like, come on, yo. And here's the thing too, like you don't necessarily need a 1v1 guy. You don't necessarily need that. No. But like but it's like nice to have that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And also, but the issue, like, I'm gonna say, I know it's kind of keep going on.
Let's go.
But like, if you're not gonna have the one-on-one guy, you gotta have a true 9. You gotta have a true 9 because if you have a false 9 like Firmino, he's only setting up for passive players. He's not. Yeah. He's if the ball.
I'm enjoying this analysis.
If they have someone like Cavani who's gonna turn and try to make something happen towards the goal, it'd be different. Firmino's great. He's a baller. But the thing is that his skill set is not meshing with what Brazil needs right now in the absence of Neymar. That's not what they need right now.
We'll get into the Venezuela game.
I said, of course.
I mean,
I don't need you to raise his hand on camera.
You see this? We'll get into the Venezuela game. I didn't watch the Venezuela game, but let's get into that in a second because I kind of want to go in order. But
you didn't watch the Venezuela game?
I didn't watch it. Because I meant to record it, but I forgot to record it. That's why. Okay, relax, because I watched a lot of games. Caesar, I watched a lot of games.
I don't care about any of the games.
Okay, you only care about Brazil. Okay.
Why did you ask for my ESPN Plus login?
I didn't. You said why didn't I?
Yeah.
No, I've been watching on Telemundo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the replays on there.
Whatever, yo. Okay, let's get into. This is the game I've enjoyed the most, to be honest with you. Argentina, Colombia. Now, let me just say this off top. Like, let me just say for all the Messi people out there, like, what did they say on Black Panther? Is this your king or is this your leader? Whatever the hell that is.
Is this your king?
Yo, I never in my life...
The face too, like...
I never in my life heard of a player who's supposed to be the best player in the world, who's supposed to be on some team that's always ranked in the top, at least top 15.
No, even the top 10.
Who's saying that, this is a quote from Messi, we are not candidates like to win the tournament like other times. We will go with the same dreams and excitement as always, but the reality is that Argentina is going through a process of change. That was loser Messi. He's already chalked it up as a loss.
What a chump!
Like loser.
Is this your king for real?
I cannot believe that. I could not really sit there on a team and somebody say we're not really contending for the trophy.
What?
Here's part of why it's really whack. Y'all didn't win last time. Sometimes when you won last time, you're like, yo, dude, it's going to be a transition. But this is an every 4-year term. Well, the last one was what, 2016?
Transition to what?
Okay, so...
Who retired?
Yeah, exactly. I said, not many people...
he retired.
Yeah, true. But not many people aged out. Who? Mascherano? That's like the only player that really aged out. You know what I'm saying?
Who are they missing for that they needed so bad?
Yeah. Here's a question now before we get into the game. This is actually another thing before I ask you the question. I was like, why do I know more players on Colombia than Argentina? It's really funny.
Yeah. Right?
But
ballers on team.
But then I mentioned that to say this and ask you, does Messi inspire more kids from Argentina or Spain?
Absolutely, he inspires more kids from Spain. I mean, it's without a doubt.
You think so?
I think absolutely. I mean, it's almost a given that like Messi is going to be big in Argentina. But I think that like does Messi do more for? His country or his place he lives or resides in?
By far Barcelona.
Barcelona. I think he inspires probably on like in the ratio wise more Catalonians than he does Argentinians. I mean, let's keep it real. The last time the guy he left there when he was like 13 years old. His all of his successes come at the club level. Literally same trophy case Pochettino in the national level and me. We're all chilling the same trophy case. We're all hanging out together. We share one. We have to get separate ones. It's right here.
Love my enemy.
Yeah. So I just think like that's a bar. Like that's a really gangster question. I think he absolutely inspires Catalonians more than he does Argentinian people. It's actually Spanish people in general.
I think it's absolutely the case, and I think that the proof is in that I know more players from Argentina. Than Colombia than Argentina. You know that there would be if Messi was inspiring them people in Argentina, them young dudes in Argentina, there would be more stars coming out of Argentina.
What's the highlight reels of Messi from Barcelona jerseys? What's the famous celebration everybody loves? When he takes off that Barcelona jersey, hangs it up, a shirt on the back. He didn't do that at Argentina. Whenever I watch him play at Argentina, if he scores look, let me keep it real. Damn, you're not even there yet. Never mind.
Okay,
you're not even but not even there. In this game specifically, the most telling thing to me was that I really don't like to be the guy that like tries to reach something off of what you see on TV. Like you don't know the person, but I'm gonna go off of what I'm provided with. I'm watching a game. You have the most shit demeanor ever. Like the demeanor's bad. I mean, what do you mean we're gonna get to? What time of the game right now?
Caesar, hold on. I'm not.
Okay, let's go through the 85 recaps first. My bad.
I wasn't cutting you off. I'm agreeing with you that we're gonna get into it. Did you have coffee? This kombucha got you turned up. Hey, you need to relax.
I haven't drank coffee in 2 days.
You need to relax off this ginger ale. I wasn't cutting you off. Do your thing.
I'm over it.
Oh god. Anyway, okay. In the 4th minute, I put that there's hella more. You know what? I'm done.
I'm just kidding.
There's hella more Argentina fans there, and they're playing in Salvador. So I don't know what's going on with your city.
First of all, Argentina fans travel really well. We know Colombians don't travel.
Oh, it was closer though.
You know, damn good flights coming from Colombia to Brazil for Argentina.
Over there importing them.
You know, gold goes to Argentina, but don't go up to Colombia.
Them. You importing them ones over there. It was lit for them for
both games.
It was
both games. It was mighty blue in the crowd.
I was like, dang, Caesar, what? Just like that over there. Damn, I thought y'all was representing. Anyway, you know what? But actually, there was a thing I read about the poor ticket sales and like the high prices too. But whatever.
My grandma's best friend as a kid was Argentinian, so who knows?
Caesar done sold out. The 16th minute, I put that Square was getting busy.
He was out here to play. He said, "Look, Messi may be feeling some type of way. I'm feeling some type of way too, and I'm trying to get off right now."
35th minute, I put, Square is in this midfield getting busy. He's literally playing in the midfield. He's getting busy. Like
he came to turn up.
I'm like, it's funny. The one player the player he reminded me of, which sounds weird because he's older than him, but he reminded me of Ndombele, like the same kind of similar moves in the midfield where it's just like you don't really see players go 1v1 in the midfield very often where they like are trying to get around the player in front of them. They usually obviously pass around it, but he's just like, okay, I'm squared with this guy. Let me just like get around him and then try to make it. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. And I think what's cool about him is that I think that a lot of his mannerisms and his fire in that game, his behavior in that game, what already brought. If they weren't already turned up, I think it brought a fire to Argentina. To my CBD all the way. Brought a fire to Colombia because the difference in the mannerisms and like the actions of the teams was crazy.
What I said right after that, this is before the 42nd minute after I put the midfield squares in the midfield getting busy again. I put that Colombia got more heart.
They do. They were fired up. You know, I kind of keep it real. You know what made me really happy? I was really happy seeing Falcao out there. It made me happy, man.
Falcao's doing his thing too. He had a good game.
He's played really good.
He had a good game.
That's true. That's a real 9 right there.
I put after that. I know Roger Martinez knows his way around a Draco. That dude looked like he's with the shits. Roger Martinez.
Jorge can gets it cracking.
Who? Roger Martinez, the dude that scored the goal for Colombia. You don't know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
Oh my God! This was annoying in the 15th minute. There was 2 fouls back to back on Falcao that the ref didn't call that were close to the box. I was like, "What are you doing?" I was wilding out. Messi did turn up at the 55th minute. He put that Meg on Sanchez in the box. But Barrios, the dude for Colombia, he had a really good game too. He cleaned it up after that. But Barrios had a really good game as well. Let me just try to skip some of this stuff. When Jefferson Lerma came on for Square, I thought that was a really good.
Jefferson Lerma. If Jefferson Lerma was walking around America, would you know he speaks Spanish?
Of course not. That's like the whole Colombian team.
If he walked through Trader Joe's, be like, "Hey man," he'd be like, "Okay, whoa."
I give him. I don't know if Colombians do a black acknowledgement, but
I don't think they do that in South America.
That
might be down there. Might be like, "What are you doing?"
I heard Colombia.
I tried 15 times in Brazil.
Brazil's different, yo.
Here comes. Go ahead.
Brazil's different because your city is all Argentina fans.
Oh, okay.
But I thought that was a really good sub, putting in Jefferson Lerma for what's his name, Square, Cuadrado for anybody.
I don't have a problem with Cuadrado, but like I know we
can call it Square.
but I thought it was a great sub. He's a baller.
Yeah, and like because the game's 0-0 all the way up to the 60-something minute, like maybe then you're kind of playing for a draw a little bit. Jefferson Lerma's a good defensive mid. Messi could have scored right after that, but his header went wide. 71st minute is a really dope goal by Roger Martinez, who knows his way around the Draco.
And he literally just put the burners on.
Oh yeah,
that dude, put the burners.
That right back for what was his name, Saravia or something like that. No, Saravia for Argentina. They're right back. Everything happened against him. It was really
That's
funny.
why he didn't play the next game.
Yeah, right.
I was like, geez.
He was really bad. But it was a really great switch.
Was it Sarachi?
No, it was Saravia.
Okay.
It sounds like Saravia, the dude from Betis, but it's Saravia. Okay. It was a really good switch of play by James Rodriguez that went to Roger Martinez, and he was like, you know what, I'm going to score this goal.
That was like literally, he just like took that ball and kept pushing it forward.
Mm-hmm.
all the speed too. He's like, I'm gonna turn up all the burners right now for this.
Yeah. Then in the 81st minute, it was really nice to see Duvan Zapata come on for Falcao.
Duvan Zapata.
And then 5 minutes later, he got his goal off a really good cross by Jefferson Lerma.
He did the goal, the classic.
And it was also on Saravia's side. But it was really cool that I don't know who the coach of Colombia is, but they kept on showing like a black assistant coach. I don't know who that was either. But I don't know what they show on ESPN Plus, but on Telemundo they kept on showing a black dude.
They all use the same feed.
Okay. It was really cool that the coach of Colombia, both his subs, end up being involved in the goals.
That's really good work.
And a goal like to each other. It was an assist from Jefferson Lerma to Zapata. So 2-0 to Argentina. But are you surprised? Messi's already said that they're not going to win. So why do we even care that these dudes lost that game?
Clean jerseys and colors. Oh my god, it looks so fresh.
Ooh, Argentina? Damn,
Colombia.
It sold out. Anyway, after that we had, since Caesar always shows his hand on the teams he likes, Brazil, Barcelona.
What? Brazil,
Manchester United.
I like Brazil.
No, I'm just joking. He loves Brazil. He loves Real Madrid.
I
love and not Swerverton.
You didn't show him no love in your Brazil recap. You literally just skipped through it all, and you talked about all the Colombia goals.
Well, you started talking about some other stuff, but
you don't talk about 6-9
it's Bolivia, dog. No, I'm sorry, you don't get no love.
Nah.
Uruguay played Ecuador. Uruguay being my favorite national team. I remember when me and Caesar watched Uruguay versus Portugal right here in his living room in the World Cup last year. I forgot who else was here, but I just remember Cavani scored that goal, and I took my scarf off, and slapping against the couch, and Cavani scored them amazing goals. And Caesar is a fake non-Portugal fan. No, he loved the colonizers so much. But anyway, Uruguay versus Ecuador. I was excited. That game was hella empty in Belo Horizonte.
And nobody tried to
45 people was there.
Maybe. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I was like, yo, there ain't nothing.
Everybody was listening outside on the... You know what? They probably charging... Honestly, if I'm keeping it real, I think I heard that they were charging like $250 reals for nosebleeds. That's $90-some.
What is that, like $12?
Well, under this Bolsonaro regime, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to go through everything, but really dope goal by Nico Lodero, Seattle Sounders legend. I put like, yo, that might be the goal of the tournament. What did I say? Oh, my God. Okay.
How chubby does Suarez look?
He looked chubby.
He looked very chubby.
You know who looked chubby for Chile? Bosa Jor.
Oh yeah, Bolsa Jor.
He was doing his thing though.
He was. It's really knowing that he balled out like that game. I was getting mad.
Dog.
That in the Japan game, I'm like, dog, chill out.
Yeah, Chile against Japan.
But yeah, when I saw Bolsa, I'm like, hey man, you've been kicking it.
I was like, this dude is real chubby right now, but he's doing his thing though. He'll be struggling later though. He having that ice bath. But okay, yo, in like the 20-something minute, in the 20-something minute, there's a yellow on Quintero for Ecuador. I put that this is the third time that an Ecuador player has jumped up and led with an elbow. It was like the third time it happened, but then they ended up giving him a red card after they went to VAR. I was really mad at Luis Suarez taking the corners. I was like, he was taking the corners on one side and Nico Lodero was taking the other side. I'm like, dog, you're the number freaking 9. You can't be taking corners.
Do both, please.
What's the deal here? Anyway.
You don't want to jump too much weight.
Probably. But yeah, so Nico Lodero, I was like, damn, that might be the goal of the tournament. Then Cavani scored a goal in 33rd minute. I was like, damn, they're probably going to say might be the goal of the tournament. I didn't really think that goal was that great. But people like those goals. I don't really care about those goals. 44th minute, Luis Suarez scored off of a corner. Halftime, it went in 3-0. Then there was an own goal by the fake Mina of Ecuador, not Yeri Mina of Colombia. This is another Mina on Ecuador. Although they do look like they could be brothers.
Absolutely.
But the fake Mina has better hair. Him and Cavani were arguing a lot that game too.
I wonder why.
Well, he scored that own goal because he was coming at Cavani, the real black guy. I'm joking. But yeah, the game ended 4-0 to Uruguay. I did watch Japan versus Chile, but that game ended up getting out of hand. So I was like,
can you tell me what you thought of Kubo? He's pretty good.
Who that?
Kubo.
I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't know which one he was. I just knew the number 10 for.
He was number 10 was good. Kubo was number 21. He was a baller.
Okay, I think he was good too. Yo, number 10 was a baller though. I'm like,
number 10 was stupid good. Mm-hmm. I think his name was.
He plays in
Nakamura or something like that.
He plays in
Qatar, I couldn't find him on FIFA.
I was like, this is really ridiculous.
He's really like
he used to play in Portugal though. I remember seeing him one time.
He's really good. But when I
didn't see Kubo though.
Yeah, I saw Kubo's ball. He had a couple good plays on the game.
Okay. I put that Japan. My one note of the game for real is that they need a number. Wait. Oh, okay. I put that they need a real number 9.
And number 3 is the worst player I've seen in my entire life.
I was like,
they have a number 3 out there playing midfield, and I couldn't believe this was a professional athlete. I was like, dog, no, it's not all. Like, all he did was foul people on purpose. I'm like, you're literally a hitman.
Zone 6 hitman, Channel 5 hitman. What did I put? Oh, I put that Japan is like a team of Ever Banegas. Like, y'all are really good, like good midfielders and passing the ball around, but like you need to like strike that match, homie. Yeah. And they need a number 9.
They need Honda. Honda was that guy. Honda was the one that turned up, shoot the ball.
That's true. Yeah.
He was that dude.
Is he kind of? Is he still playing for Pachuca or whatever?
He's playing Mexico. Yeah.
Damn, he can get called up.
Japan went with all young team. This is not. They didn't bring up any high level players.
Okay, that makes sense.
No Honda, no anybody.
Okay. All right, don't let me forget about the Paraguay coach when I talk about this. So let's get into wait, what the heck? Oh, let's get into okay. We'll get into Argentina, Paraguay. Okay, actually, sorry, Bolivia, Venezuela. You want to talk about it?
Not really.
No, but you want to talk about VAR in that game?
Bolivia, Venezuela.
Yeah, there's no hella VARs. Who didn't watch it?
I didn't watch Bolivia, Venezuela game.
Oh. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm saying Bolivia. I mean Brazil, Venezuela.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but yeah, apparently there's some crazy VAR stuff.
There was this is my issue with that last VAR. So they called the VAR with the Coutinho. They called the VAR because there was a man next to the goal, but Firmino was past half of his body was past the goalie, and they're saying that it touched him, so it impacted the goal.
Yeah, it was offsides.
It was offsides, but I mean, that was kind of ridiculous already because there's already someone behind the goal already. Why do you need to have 3 people in front of the goal or 85 people before it's not offsides? It's kind of dumb. I agree offsides if it's one person and they're ahead of the last line, but there's a person in front of the goal already. I'm like, that's kind of dumb. But whatever, though. That's another story because you can do throw-ins, but you can't do corners. I think it's dumb having like offsides in those moments.
Well, let's talk about the game itself because I didn't watch it.
I thought that Brazil played so bad. It's crazy. Like I think I tweeted about it. That was the first time I heard loud booing since the Dunga era. Ooh. It was insane.
They were booing Fernandinho, you said?
They were. No, they were booing everybody.
Oh, I saw you tweet something about Fernandinho.
No, the thing is so Brazil's playing bad for about like 60 minutes. And on the teleprompter, they showed the first sub was Fernandinho. Everybody's like, what? Like, you could tell they're all drunk and mad. So everybody's booing in Salvador, too. Everyone's booing. Yeah, they go in Salvador, the best city in the world. Booing Fernandinho coming in the match. And it was really funny. Swerverton popped up on the screen. The whole place started rocking like you're turning. Okay, you know what? I'm not doing the show. Fuck this.
You really got issues, dog. You know what Future said? I'm not trying to argue. I got issues.
I'm sure he said that.
I'm doing that because you already know what's up upstairs.
So or whatever. I'm 30 in.
Okay, but you're gonna wild out if that happens. That's why I'm trying to keep you low a little bit.
Facts.
Thank you. You're welcome.
So
Swerverton.
Thank you. Yeah, Swerverton came in. Everybody turned up. I thought Brazil looked once again. That was a big example of them not having anybody with any one-on-one pressure. Casemiro's nose looked crazy.
Caesar finally want to agree. I've been talking about Casemiro having.
They took out Richarlison in the first 45 minutes.
Was he hurt?
No, they took him out early. Brazil played really bad first half. Brazil was like it looked.
What's up with Chichi Rodriguez?
I have no idea. It wasn't necessarily that Venezuela played good against them. It's like Brazil, I think, had 65% possession or 68% possession.
Who had more chances?
But I don't remember the chance numbers. But it doesn't. What really mattered didn't matter to Brazil possession. The amount of time that Venezuela had the ball, they did more in that time anyway.
They did. Okay, gotcha.
They were just as active, you know, and it was a shame that they had some guy on the left. I forgot his name, Machis or something like that. He was balling. He was putting on Dani Alves. Okay, I'm gonna show you one play. This is how old Dani Alves is. I don't know why the hell he got called up. Felipe Luis did a cross pass at Dani Alves. Mm-hmm. Dani Alves is running down the field. Couldn't catch up to the ball. It was a good pass, and it went out of bounds. And he's like huffing and puffing and walking back up the field. I'm like, why do we have this grandpa out here right now?
I think he had an assist in the first game.
Yeah, who didn't play good against Bolivia, dude?
Oh, thank you. Finally, you admit it. So, like in the Venezuela match, like Do you think that they were robbed by VAR or not really?
No, I don't think they deserved those goals from VAR. Okay, for sure. I think VAR was a little extra that match because my issue with VAR is they may get the correct call, but it's inconsistent. So
yeah, of course.
What's the point in VAR? If VAR was doing this every single time,
you used to like
fine.
VAR.
But let me get to my theory. I have a theory about VAR.
Okay, let's go. Are you gonna yell it or what?
I'm gonna scream it.
Obviously,
because I think VAR. I think VAR is only it's not allowed to be used all the time.
Okay, that's your theory.
I think that networks counter like a referee wanting to, or them using to use VAR because like, oh look, we're going over airtime right now. We're not going to use VAR.
Oh, so you got a conspiracy theory?
Yeah, I think that VAR. Because think about it. If they were to always allow VAR all the time, these games might stretch into too long periods. Not everybody's streaming. In America, it's ESPN Plus, but other countries are actual TV channels.
So all the networks, there's a bunch of different networks like Sky.
Yeah, what do they all have? Advertisements.
Okay, so you think
and TV time?
You think the networks be like, hey, but what if it's another network's like, no?
Well, I think they all have a feed time, and this is the time allotted for these games. And if soccer's already long as hell, if they have all these VAR, it might push these games long and be like, no, we can't afford to keep having this on here. Okay, especially with no ads going on.
So you think it's
the Brazil game today, and the Argentina game today went to the 97th minute.
Facts. So you think that?
And it's because of VAR.
So you think that? Well, there was 2 players that went off on a stretcher, but I can't remember if that was.
No one went off on a stretcher.
Caesar,
no one dipped out on the stretcher.
Okay, Caesar, hold on.
Everybody went right back in the game after crying on the floor. No stretcher got pulled. No one came in a Marshawn Lynch golf cart and pulled somebody in a stretcher.
They brought the stretcher out 2 times.
They did, but no one left on the stretcher.
Okay, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
The game that you watched to the 63rd minute.
70 seconds.
Cap, go ahead.
How?
You left her in a 1-1 game. Go ahead.
But I told you, I'm going to leave it at the 70th minute if it's still 1-1. And
what did you left at the 63rd.
And what did it end?
You didn't leave at the 75th minute.
What did it end? Thank you. Anyway, I don't know what we're talking about, but going back to the Brazil.
Oh, what?
Going back to Brazil, Venezuela. Oh, no, your conspiracy theory. I can see that. But I don't really know. But yeah, they could be saying.
I mean, of course we're not going to know.
Yeah, but going back to Brazil, Venezuela, do you think it was a deserved 0-0?
No, I think they deserve to lose that game. To be honest with you. I don't think Brazil deserved that winning game. Brazil played atrociously. I don't think Brazil has any kind of one-on-one threat. Sweverton came in the game and swerved the ball so far out of bounds. It was insane.
I saw Sweverton make a goal or something, but it got
he did it. He had a good play that constituted a cross, but then he had a shot earlier before that it was off too. I'm not trying to get on him about it.
Sweverton was thugging though.
He's been thugging. I mean, the dude's coming from Gremio. Like, I'm not. Anything he does is a positive to me.
Yeah, big facts.
You hate Gremio.
Me? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Ronaldinho used to play there.
It's cool. Cool jersey though.
Okay, and I don't like that name. Okay, so let's get into Argentina, Paraguay. Then we'll get into USA versus Guyana.
Watch that game.
USA?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And I have some other stuff to talk about the Gold Cup in particular. Okay, so Argentina, Paraguay, whatever, ended 1-1. I did want to say this about the Paraguay coach, who I think is from Argentina. After Paraguay drew Qatar 2-2, he was saying that Qatar and Japan shouldn't be at the Copa America.
He was saying
it should only be CONCACAF teams. No, but this is what bothered me.
Condom Bowl teams.
I'm sorry, Condom Bowl and CONCACAF only. But this is what bothered me. He was talking about. He said, "Are you asking me about it?" Okay, he said, "I think it would make sense to play a Copa America with teams from all the Americas. Are you asking me about invited nations, right? About Qatar and Japan?" I think we should imagine a whole Copa America with Central and North America playing all the same tournament. I never saw Europe inviting any South American team to compete. I was like, wow, somebody finally has worse geography than Cavani.
Yeah. I literally tweeted someone had him a flat Earth map. I'm like, hey, that's literally not what's going on here, dude.
Do you know where these 2 countries are,
no.
bro?
First of all, he's never heard of Qatar in his life.
I was like, this dude said Europe.
Dimwit.
I'm like, dog.
It's like he's acting like we invited Sweden and Norway to play with us. I'm like, that's not what happened, dude.
Yeah, no. I'm like, this dude literally got worse because
I'm just mad about Europe. Let me just go at him real quick.
Right. It's funny because I remember when Cavani, when they asked him about playing against Jamaica, and he was like, well, Jamaica's going to be just like any other African team. And they were like, wait a minute, bro, just because they're black. But I think he just didn't know that Jamaica wasn't in Africa because he knows that all black people ain't from Africa because he be playing against Ecuador and stuff.
Yeah, he's so knowledgeable.
Yeah, but his geography's bad.
Yeah,
but
and he's racist.
I don't know about that. But we finally got somebody whose geography is worse than
you know how far Jamaica's from Africa? It's insane.
How far is Japan from Europe?
Yeah, but Qatar's pretty close.
Yeah, and I guess Japan's right next to Russia.
Yeah, so.
Even though I don't really consider Russia Europe, but
yeah, I thought it was weird on the map.
You feel me?
Like, y'all just did that to make your continent look bigger.
Exactly. But okay. Argentina, Paraguay. I'm not going to get into everything.
Because you only watched a quarter of it.
That's not true. I did put that. Why is Messi having the captain's armband? Because he never talks to the ref.
He never talks to the ref. He doesn't inspire. He doesn't do a Drew Brees huddle. Get hyped and rap in the middle. He doesn't fire anybody up.
No.
Argentina's been going through these slumps, and he's not the guy who's been bringing them through adversity.
No, because he said we can't even win this tournament.
Why is he? Is this really your captain?
Yeah, seriously. And he never talks to the ref.
I'm literally going to put the show episodes, is this your captain?
I'm down. What's the name? Yeah, the captain's supposed to be the one that goes talk to the ref. He never even does it. I'm like, come on, dog. The most he ever gestures to the ref is this.
How? What was it?
But
was he doing?
Let me see. I didn't really have a whole bunch of notes. Oh, I did put that Argentina, they would be better with Ever Banega. They don't really have much of a style the way they're playing.
Yeah, they have Lo Celso in the West. There should be Ever Banega in there.
Yeah, Lo Celso's good, but
he's good, and Paredes has been good too.
Yeah, but you need somebody with a little bit more. You know what I mean? A little bit more.
It up.
Yes. You need somebody with a little bit more better vision. Ever Banega has really good vision.
He's a baller.
He slows the game down a little bit, but that's good when I think that's good when you have somebody like Messi. But for whatever reason, they just look really poor.
They looked good, and then they were trying to lose. Well, they weren't look good. The best run in the game was with Lautaro Martinez, and they took him out of the game. It was insane. It was so bad that it was even annoying hearing the commentator talk about it for 5 minutes. The commentator bringing it up I can't believe they subbed in Di Maria for Lautaro. This is a guy who literally did nothing in the first 45 minutes of the first game against Colombia. He was a ghost and did nothing. And you bring him in as if he's going to spark something. They're literally having their best run. And when they subbed out Lautaro, he had just missed a header towards the goal. He was everybody was in the groove. It was a really bad sub. They subbed him out. They brought Suarez in. I'm like, what's going on out here?
Well, I got to blame Messi because you're the captain.
Facts. I just hate that. Don't do this whole it's the team around him. You gotta blame the guy who's in. You gotta blame the star. You can't. It can't be convenient to take blame and put blame on depending on when you feel.
I gotta blame Messi because he said they can't win. So what's the point?
Yeah. So where's the mentality even to win? No one has the desire to win.
Just play with 7 people, dude.
Why didn't you just do like Japan? Just send all the sub-20s in.
Exactly, because he said you can't win. But anyway, the game ended up 1-1, and Paraguay coach has worse geography than Cavani. And Paraguay, Qatar lost to Colombia. So Paraguay is sitting on more points than Argentina at this point. Argentina is in the bottom of the group because Qatar scored 2 against Paraguay, but they only drew and lost. Argentina drew and lost, and they only scored 1 goal. So they're bottom of the group, and they're below Paraguay and Qatar.
And it's funny because I'm over here ripping on Brazil. Brazil top of the group.
Yeah, well, of course, you got Bolivia and Peru and Venezuela. Okay. That's all the Copa America that anybody ever wanted to hear. Let's talk a little bit about the Gold Cup. The only game I've watched so far is USA.
So far, been a great Copa America, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Having a great time.
I love Copa America. It's my favorite tournament. What's the name? AFCON will be starting this Friday.
Yes, sir.
I was looking at some of them games coming up. I'm like, definitely not watching that. Not watching that. Not watching that.
Watching DR Congo versus Burkina Faso.
I'm not watching Mali versus anybody.
Mali Wop.
Okay, so
USA. I'm just mad at Senegal sells boring jerseys. It makes me mad. Go ahead.
Okay, so USA played Guyana. That's the only game I've watched.
I have some bars about the game.
Okay, I have some bars about the game, and then I don't say bars, but I got something to say about the game, and then about the Gold Cup in general. And I got something to propose to you.
Yo, pause.
I'm pretty sure I heard that there's no VAR in this tournament.
No VAR.
Weird.
Down.
This is Guyana's first Gold Cup.
I also found out that
there's a Nations League. Thank you. No, that's not it. Okay, go ahead.
I found out that Guyana had a spree of not playing an international game for 2 years. They had 0 games played. They're still suffering from the Jonestown massacre. They have they have players on their team that are playing 5th Division England, 4th Division England.
Probably as good as MLS.
Guys who hadn't played in a year and a half. It's just that roster was insane. It looked like they just they used Meetup, the app, and was like, "Yo, y'all trying to play this weekend against America or what?"
Okay, so in the 5th minute, I put that Guyana don't look terrible. In the 15th minute, I put that as pretty. What, Guyana didn't look terrible in the beginning of that game, Caesar? You're telling me that Guyana looked bad in the beginning of that game?
Okay, they didn't. Okay, I guess they didn't look terrible, but they definitely.
There were some dudes balling on Guyana.
I think they had energy.
There were some dudes that were balling though. There were some dudes that.
But then
I seen somebody put a move on.
I seen a couple moves happen. I agree.
Like there were some times where there was like passes that like seemed kind of wild, and some dude controlled. I was like, dang, like they weren't like. They don't have like the level of like coaching and stamina as USA, but like as far as skill set individually, like they weren't bad at all. Okay. Also, so
they're not bad, or is America that bad?
I was hearing Boyd. They were like, "Oh, Boyd." I'm like, okay. I'm thinking the Boyd. I'm like, oh yeah, that guy Boyd.
That was Terrence Boyd, the black guy.
They were showing. I was like, oh, I was like, what the hell? I was like, him a bleach?
Me too.
I was like, him a bleach? I was like, what the hell? Him a bleach? I was like, I thought Boyd was black, but I guess it's some guy Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd. I thought you were talking about Terrence Boyd.
I thought Tyler Boyd was black, but I guess it was Terrence Boyd.
Tyler Boyd from New Zealand.
In the 20th minute, I put that Guyana looked better than the USA at that point. 25th minute, I put like, yo, Guyana dudes are putting moves on USA. Some dude put Tyler Boyd on the ground.
Yeah, and what's really crazy
put him
is
on
that,
the ground.
Like what was more telling to me is that the Guyana players doing these moves on like this like U.S. team. I'm like, how bad is American team? Like the team looks so. To me, like that beginning of the game, like this team is garbage.
Yeah, it looked really bad. You just knew that they were going to score because they just you know that they're going to have more stamina.
Yeah, they train.
So they're going to be able to run.
They're professional athletes, like high level.
Yeah, so they're going to be like they're going to have more stamina. So like that's kind of how you know they're going to end up scoring, and they did. They won the game 4-0. Now, Caesar, what was your bars about the game?
Jesse's artist was awful.
Oh my god, I saw one
it's
touch
crazy.
Of his was so bad.
His touches were so bad. He had touches he had a 1-on-1 with a goalie, and he kicked the ball so hard it almost dragged him out of bounds. He had a 1-on-1. He like when that goalie could have been. I could have juked that goalie right now. He like pushed it so far out, and then for 2 minutes I'm good. And then he like crossed it in, and it would look like a nice goal setup. I'm like, yeah, but it would have just been a 1-on-1 goal if he didn't just first touch the lead foot out of it into that out of bounds. And then his only goal would be the fact that the ball bounced off his goddamn face into the goal. I'm like, that's how garbage he is. That was
really funny.
I was cracking up.
I was like, this is really sad. But it sucks because it's like, damn dog, like that dude did head that ball out of the way and it just happened to hit Jesse's artist in the head and go in the goal. That's really unlucky.
It was a shot that like deflected onto Jesse's artist's face into the goal.
Well, no, it was the guy shot it. And the Guyana player headed it out, but then it ended up hitting Jesse's artist's face and going.
And then the same guy, Terrence, whatever the hell, Boyd kicked the ball, and it bounced off that dude who deflected it to try to help the goal, to try to stop the goal, and actually went in and like threw the goalie off. That's why it went in.
Oh yeah, that one, yeah. And I think the goalie was kind of hurt too.
And he was kind of weird.
He was hurt. He like kept on going down. Huh? Jeez.
Bleach?
Him a Bleach. Oh yeah, Bleach and Boyd over here. Okay, Caesar. Now, here's what I got to say about this Gold Cup. Now, this is my case for something. I don't want to say it yet. So anyway, the United States is in Group D with Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, and Panama.
Why is Gold Cup so big?
Hold on. Let me rock. Those three countries have a combined population of 6.2 million. That's less than San Diego and Orange counties combined. That's less than that. There's 20 states in America that have a higher population than those three countries. Here's what I think. This is my case for a new federation. I don't think it's fair for the USA to be playing against Martinique and daggone Guyana.
Virgin Islands.
Like, no. Now, I think the USA should be part of another federation. They should create a new federation. That might sound crazy, but Australia did leave Oceania Federation in 2006 and joined Asian Federation, the AFC. They used to be in Oceania with like Samoa. That's when they beat America Samoa 22-0 back in the day.
Samoa, New Zealand,
New Zealand.
teams.
Yeah, and Kiribati, whatever. I don't know, but
I don't think that's crazy.
I'm thinking that there could be a new federation that includes USA, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, and maybe some other countries.
I don't know about that, but I can definitely agree with the new federation.
It can't just be 3 countries.
No, it doesn't have to be 3 countries, but I think it can increase some of the Central American countries towards like the northern side. There should be a cutoff, I think, even like maybe being below the Panama Canal or something like that.
So maybe
like
just like Panama, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa
El Salvador,
Rica,
right?
El Salvador.
Yeah. I think anything below the Panama Canal should be
they
should move them into CONMEBOL or something like that. So CONMEBOL can have more teams as well too.
So maybe there could be
why is Guyana playing against America? That's weird.
So there could be like a Caribbean confederation that would because their culture is Caribbean, like Guyana.
Yeah, man, but I look at the map, homie. It's just not adding up to me.
Well, that's the same thing when it comes to the UEFA and the AFC because Kazakhstan is in UEFA and that's ridiculous. So, yeah, I think there should be a new federation. So, yeah, maybe just... But, I mean, I'm down to include Australia and New Zealand.
I'm just not really that down. That's kind of wild. That's way out there.
I mean, whatever.
No, I feel you. I like what you're doing, but damn, that's the Pacific Ocean is really big.
I mean, this is
that's
true.
That's crazy, man.
But Caesar, dog,
it's because they speak English. You're like, you're down, huh?
I mean, whatever.
Is that why you're down? I think I like above the Panama Canal. I'm down.
Yeah. So just have
because those teams are pretty good. I've seen El Salvador put in work on them.
No, yeah, Honduras, Nicaragua, yeah, they have decent programs. But I'm just saying it's not fair for like Mexico to be playing against Cuba. You know what I'm saying? No, or USA. Like it's not fair.
Or Martinique.
Yeah, or Guyana even. Like
hey man, that's really not cool.
Yeah, I mean I know that Trinidad and Tobago like beat USA and they compete, but it's like they should be playing against the population's so small and they're just not. They don't have a whole lot of money. That's not a knock on them. I think they should still get spots to go into the World Cup 2 or 3. I don't know, but like I'm down for another federation like USA, Mexico, Canada. Even though Canada sucks too. Let's say So maybe put Belize in that other Caribbean confederation, but like Costa Rica, Honduras, Nicaragua. El
That'd be
Salvador,
cool. Like if the Caribbean had their own thing going too.
I kind of would want to put Panama in that one too, but whatever. But yeah, actually put Panama. I speak Spanish too, so yeah,
just language now.
Yeah, well, it would just be 2 languages, English and Spanish, in that federation. But yeah, that's the case for a new federation because the Gold Cup is garbage, dude.
It's really strange.
It's really whack.
It's very.
Who's trying to watch that shit?
I think it's really weird. I don't think
who's trying to watch Curaçao versus Martinique. Like that's ridiculous.
That's not for us.
Like that's not for anybody. Like Curaçao versus anybody. Nobody's gonna watch that.
Curaçao should have more players, but they all get robbed.
Right, and USA shouldn't be playing against some small island nations and stuff like that. I remember last one in 2017, they were playing against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That was like, I was like, I'm not gonna cover
this. 35 people there.
I'm not gonna cover this entire tournament because USA is playing St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That'd
be like if that was like when they had the Confederations Cup and the FIFA had invited like Tahiti or something.
Oh, come on now.
And then or something, or one of those. I'm sorry, I might be getting it wrong. And Spain beat them like 9-0. And I was like, why the hell is Spain playing Tahiti right now? And then Brazil beat Spain like 3-0, and the Brazilians were saying like they were like, oh that was for Tahiti because that was grimy. They were mad.
That's hilarious.
But I'm like, yeah, like why are we doing that, man?
So you're down for a new confederation?
I'm very down. I think it'd be great. I think that would actually help develop the sport.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that having these teams with less resources and less opportunities to play each other to develop themselves is better because them traveling to get smashed on by an American team that's not even good, I don't think helps their development at all.
Yo, Guyana gotta come all the way to damn Allianz Field in St. Paul,
you know how far that is?
Come on, dude. They don't got.
I mean, you're already down for America to fly down to New Zealand.
Yeah, but America got money though.
I know, but you already said that. So
they got money though.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I'm saying?
How about New Zealand coming up here?
Yeah, that too. It's fine.
All right.
Yeah, because it would be dope to see a tournament where these teams just go to one place. You know what I mean? They're not somebody coming from all the way another continent.
You know what? I have a gangster idea. I have a gangster idea.
What's that?
Why don't we come up with it'd be cool if there's a cool name for this new
federation?
The federation that included New Zealand and Australia. It's called like the PCFON, which is like the Pacific Rim conference.
Well,
Because all those countries, like the rim of the country, all touches the Pacific Ocean. So all those countries are kind of in this circle.
So it could be.
It should be like the Pacific Conference.
PacCon.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fresh.
All right, I'm with it.
Because I'd be New Zealand. I'd be all like everybody's in the Pacific.
He accepted my proposal.
I did, but if not, I'm down for anything above Panama.
No, I think you can include them too.
I'm not sending Panama to go battle El Salvador to go
battle
New Zealand.
I don't really love that either. That's honestly why I would just put Mexico.
Okay.
But like whatever.
But if not that, let me just get Panama above each other.
Yeah, I mean whatever.
Yeah, okay, I'm down.
Okay, Caesar, we got to talk a little bit about the Women's World Cup. I'm gonna keep it real. The game that I really want to watch is tomorrow. Actually, the USA versus Sweden.
Before you talk, because you're not going to mention it, shout out Martha.
I was going to mention it.
No, you weren't. You don't care about Brazil. You don't care about Brazil. Shout out Martha being not only an advocate for women's rights in Brazil, doing her thing. Shout out to her, like for real, like a real pioneer. It's rare that when you talk about the history of Brazil, they don't often mention women being a landmark of them being something, being something big. So Martha, big ups to you, passing up close, who already got that World Cup.
How many?
She had 16, I believe, right? In the record 15?
No,
because
she got 17, the record 16.
Okay, record 16 because Ronaldo had 15. Closest record beat... Ronaldo played in less World Cups and Close beat him just by playing in more, and that was really whack. Shout out Martha, balling out. True pioneer for the sport of not only just... It's great that America does really good in soccer, but there'd be someone in Latin America and South America and a different part outside of the United States that's really good and prominent figures, really dope.
She's no Megan Rapinoe, but I rock with her.
I mean, she's better than her, but that's what's up. Like, absolutely.
I don't know about all that, but what's some activism stuff she did? Because you talking about like she's been going on.
I mean, she's always been really big on pushing for women to be able to play sports. She's a big advocate for Brazil, beginning a women's Campeonato Brasileiro for women. All that stuff she's always really done. And I remember her having her speeches inside the FIFA Ballon d'Or and stuff like that they'd give out, or the FIFA Player of the Year awards.
How come you never brought it up on the podcast before? You feel me? Caesar, okay, I got another proposal for you. Let me just say this.
Proposing to me?
No. These are the teams that have made it into the round of 16. Germany, Italy, Japan, England, France, Spain. And then Norway is already set to play Australia in the round of 16. These teams are looking kind of one-sided out here. I guess USA probably is going to make it, but damn dog, Germany, Italy, England, France, Spain, Norway, Australia. Ugh. I don't think any of the African teams even got a point. We're not going to include Jamaica like Cavani would, but they also haven't gotten a point either. Caesar, what do you think about this idea? A mixed men's and women's World Cup.
What do you mean?
Like at the same time, the men and women are playing in the World Cup at the same time.
Like a game before and a game after?
I don't know, but
I remember in like high school basketball they would do where the women would play their game before and then the men would play afterwards.
A mixed World Cup.
I mean, that'd be cool. I mean, if they can manage if that means less men's game and less women's game, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, people don't even care about the World Cup anymore anyway.
I think people pretend to care about this.
Yeah.
Like, I like the World Cup, but I think people really pretending they do.
Just like slash out 4 of the teams and make a men's and women's World Cup at the same time. What you think?
I think it's a cool idea. I don't have a problem with the World Cup now, so I don't really want to get rid of the men's World Cup. I don't have an issue with it.
No, not get rid of it, obviously, but just cut 4 teams.
I don't know about that.
Well, just to make it so it ain't like 60-something teams playing in both World Cups or whatever.
I don't have a problem with the men's World Cup having 60 teams.
Okay.
I enjoy it.
All right, anyway.
I actually get really sad when World Cup's in. I'm like, damn, it's over already? And we went hard last World Cup.
I mean, yeah, we went really hard. Brazil didn't.
Look at that. You have to do it, don't you?
Yeah, I had to do it because it's going on.
Because you like this in Brazil.
Yeah, I do. But yeah, so you would be down for. Honestly, I think it'd be a cool thing to try.
I don't think it'd be a terrible idea.
They didn't settle it for 2026 yet, did they?
No,
because it's Qatar 2022.
They don't have a 2026 yet. I know
America's in the bid. Do. It's gonna be. Isn't it gonna be America, Canada, Mexico, or something like that?
Is that finalized?
I think so, because it was gonna be Morocco. Remember?
Oh yeah, it's America, Mexico, Canada.
It's something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's gonna be annoying.
I better not have no damn game in the cold part. I'm gonna be so mad if they have a game like in Minneapolis.
Well, it's gonna be in the summer.
Yeah, but I don't care. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, that's gonna.
They swear, man.
I'm like, yo, have y'all ever heard of fossil fuel? But 2030, they're probably going to do it. People are saying they're probably going to do it back in Uruguay.
Come on, dog. I'm not about to talk to you 2030, dude. Yeah. I'm not about to talk about 2030, man.
Well, I'm just saying they're probably going to do it in Uruguay,
God,
Argentina, because that's where the first one was.
All right. I mean, if we make it that far.
I mean, yeah. Love it.
But if South America's still there, I'm down.
You feel me? But yeah, so Mixed World Cup, you're with it?
Yeah, sure.
That's two proposals. I succeeded.
You got me when I'm tired. It's a great time to propose things. I just want to agree with it.
Can you relax? Literally drunk. Whoa. Okay, Caesar. I was going to talk about Totti leaving Roma, but I really don't care anymore.
Yeah, I don't either. There's been too much going on. Totti, goodbye. I have goodbye. See you, man.
Okay, ciao. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
He said that he's not going to come back until Pelota, the American guy, leaves, the owner. I'm like, well, good luck.
Wait, Totti?
Yeah, Totti said like he's leaving like because he was like some kind of behind the scenes position. He was saying like nobody ever consulted him in 2 years, so he's like got mad and he's like leaving now.
That's very telling of him.
You feel me?
But hey, I had this position I was getting paid for, but no one really wanted my insight, so I'm out of here. Yeah, it's very Italian.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we made a podcast at WeMadeAPodcast.com. We made a podcast on all social media. Holla at your boys.
RIP Nip.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe. And shout out to Toronto Raptors one more time winning that title. You know, we love y'all out here. Yeah, holla.